Hello YouTube and welcome back to yet another one of these assessments we're going to be doing from clinical partners. Mostly because I spoke to somebody about, well, I haven't spoken over the phone to this number here, specifically about wanting to take this ADHD, about the autism test, because I would, in all honesty, prefer a proper examination just to see if technically, because I spoke to somebody again and not related to this, but I told him about the results and he thought that was very, very strange. So maybe it'd be better to do something about that, but just in case, we may as well try and see if we do technically have ADHD. And now technically this is not an official diagnosis, this is just like a bit of almost like a personality kind of thing. There are only 12 questions, but there might be a lot of... While answering the above questions, please consider how they have applied to you in the last 6 months or so. I find it difficult finishing a task sometimes. That was actually, you know what? When I was looking at the question, that was the first word that came into my mind. Sometimes. So just like that, right there. It's a little bit hard for me to focus a little bit sometimes. Question 2. I find it difficult to organize myself or a task. Again, sometimes. Sometimes it will be just do it. Sometimes I think it's so not that important that I'll just put it on the shelf for a little while. I find it difficult to remember appointments. Not really, because to be honest, the way life's going at the moment, anything that resembles something like that. I mean, I know my theory test is on the 4th of July. Technically, and because I've been getting emails over the last couple of weeks from the training school that I attend to, that they were going to restart doing driving lessons since as far back as April. And yet nothing's really changed about that, so I would remember something like that. Question 4. If a task or project requires a lot of thought, I will often delay in it getting started. Rarely. Question 5. I find it difficult to sit still. Yeah, I like a little bit of a relax. Half of the time I think the problem is with my physique. Half the time I feel like I just can't I can't sit properly and get organized. Sometimes I can, but sometimes I just feel like I want to feel relaxed with whatever it is I'm being asked, especially if it's something like this. Question 6. I would describe myself as on the go and feel compelled to do things as if driven by a motor. But that's one of the easiest ones you could do there. Very. Question 7. I find it hard to remain focused in group settings. That's, again, sometimes. My mind feels very cluttered and it is very hard for me to concentrate on one thing at a time. Again, sometimes, but then again, if I know exactly what it is I'm doing, I won't have a problem with it, so I will put down often anyway. Question 9. I make decisions quickly and fail to think through the consequences. Sometimes, like what I'm doing at the moment might just fall back on me. Question 10. I am often irritable with a short fuse. Often. Not always, but I do. I like to keep myself busy and organized and not be interrupted. Question 11. I have mood swings sometimes. Often, but then again, low just sometimes feel like a bit of low time, like having time out to relax and to declutter my mind. So not particularly that bad. Question 12. I often miss what is being said to me in conversations. Rarely, to be honest. If the results indicate that you are unlikely to be suffering from ADHD, but that's not by much. The answers you have given suggest you are not showing any signs of ADHD. However, this is only a very short test and there are many other components to diagnosing ADHD. We always recommend that people with concerns about their mood or behavior seek expert help, although you may not have reported many of the key ADHD signs in the test. You may well still have ADHD. Only a thorough assessment will be able to clarify this. You may find it helpful to read more about ADHD yourself. I'm going to do myself what I said the last time. I'm going to email myself these results. I know this was kept as a very, very brief sort of assessment, because there are certain very special there's some kind of follow-ups I want to do to these videos, because I want to give you guys a little bit more insight as to, well, even if it turns out and I have an assessment that shows actually I don't have autism at all, I want to be able to find out what is it. Is there any other correlation to my behavior, the lack of concentration? Half the time I feel as if half the time I feel just like my lack of concentration is just due to me being tired a whole lot. And sometimes I'll literally make myself so busy that my mind literally doesn't stop processing stuff or taking a break until well into the night, which can affect my sleeping. But I can't help it. I'm obsessed with what I do. I'm obsessed with my work. I'm obsessed with with all manner of doing things, because I feel as if that's the only thing that's going to keep me busy. That's the only thing that's going to keep me on the straight and narrow, keep me focused on what I want from this. And I gotta put in the work. That's always what I've been all about since day one. Putting in the effort, putting in the work, getting something out, and we could move on from there. And then there are some parts about me I know straight up I could not change, even if I tried. Very, very specific things for that matter. But for what it's worth, these sort of things, I wouldn't even altogether be that, I would actually be openly encouraging quite a number of people if whether or not they wanted to actually take assessments like these. Only because, you know what, maybe it's a better way of understanding each other by sitting down and explaining, sometimes we do have problems concentrating, sometimes we just want to be alone, sometimes we don't want to have anything to do with anyone, sometimes we want the complete opposite things. Sometimes we have no idea how to express these feelings. Sometimes you know how it is, but nobody else. You feel as if nobody else seems to agree with you. And again, children and adults alike. And it's just as simple as that. We should be learning how to work together, not fighting each other. And that's more halves of what this is all about. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this ADHD mini assessment. This one was quite a lot shorter than the one about autism, only because it's only 12 questions, and the one about autism was about 30. But this doesn't really go into the heart of the problem. This is just purely assessing on what I'm thinking of right at the moment. But I think maybe something should be said about this, and maybe I should do something about it, because there are other tests I want to go into that may be a little bit closer to home and may reflect more about me through them. But we'll have to see in those when the time comes. So, take care. Bye-bye for now.